Hi, and welcome to Brushes and Cocktails. Today I'm starting my filming early, so my cocktail is coffee. What's yours? We're going to paint an African sunset today. It's going to be enjoyable and relaxing, which is something we all need right now as we're COVID coping. I'd love to hear your stories about what you're doing to de-stress. Mental health has never been so important as it is now. So happy painting. Let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is decide where my sunset is going to be. And I've used the handy little tool of a pot holder so that I can do my circle and trace around my pot. There you go, a perfect circle with a household appliance. Everything needs to be a little more creative today. I'm then just going to put my horizon line. Doesn't have to be straight. This is just so you map it out. Okay. And now I am going to take my big brush, wet my canvas. I've decided I'm using spray from now on. This just helps the paint to adhere a little bit better. We're going to start from the top and work our way down. So let's take a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow, and let's get started. Just go back and forth. Let the yellow cover the canvas at the top. And we're going to bring it all the way down to the horizon line. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. I'm using my big brush so it goes faster. You don't need to use a brush that's 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And here's my horizon line. I'm going to go straight across. That's where my sun lives. There we go. A little white. Carry the yellow nice and strong down at the bottom. We want our brightest yellow down here. And just sweep your arm. Let the strokes flow. Don't jab like this. Go across. It gives you much cleaner lines, and it lets the brush do the work. I'm just going to do top and the sides, because once your painting is done, you may want to hang it. There we go. I'm going to add some paint here where it's a little bald. There we go. Now I've got yellow on my brush, and I'm going to put some red on the tip of my brush as well. And just let the strokes mix on the canvas. Don't work it too much because you'll lose what you have. Instead, just redip. Now I want my red here, so I'm making sure that my red is at the top part of my brush. So I get a stronger red here. And then again, just sweep it across. Almost like you're sweeping the floor. I get that up here. There we go. And do it again. Need to dip my brush in some water so my paint will spread. Down here I want it to be a little more white, but first I'm going to intensify the red a little. And then to blend, just sweep. Don't work it too hard. Let it happen. Don't try to be in control of the whole thing. Part of the magic is what happens when you let it go. So I don't know about you, but I have been noticing a very strange energy outside when you go for walks, when you go to the grocery store, which is about all we're all doing. Everyone's concentrating so hard on keeping their social distance and on the right things to do that we all feel it. It's like a global energy of fear and concern. Don't feel like you're alone in feeling that. It's all around us. And we have to stay healthy so when our planet gets healthy again. And I like that white running through a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm going to clean my brush. And I'm going to dive into my purple. And we're going to go across like we did with the skyline. So we are slowly working our way down. Get a good glide going with your arm. Let your hands be free. So last night, we decided to do something a little bit different, and we had a date night. We dressed up, and we put different types of beer all over the little condo, in little nooks and crannies. And we went bar hopping for the night. Then we were able to sit and talk at each little corner like it was another bar. Give it a try, it can be a lot of fun. So now my purple is covered. I'm going to dip into my black. I'm going to use another brush. And this is going to give the purple a real dark depth. Again, I'm using my big brush as I sweep across. There, I like that. And I want my horizon to be a lot darker. So I'm going straight black. I'm going across the top again. See that nice black line? Yeah. There it is. Now, to give it just a little bit more depth, I'll go a little darker on the sides. Just in here. There'll be a little darkness as the sun begins to set. We've traveled to Africa today. Okay, yes. Very happy with that. All right, so now we're going to start stroking in our little tree line. Oh, no. First, what we're going to do is go in with a smaller fine brush, just with the tip of my brush. I'm going to outline my sun. It can be a wavy line. You just want to be able to hide that pencil mark so no one knows how much you cheated. And it also gives, I'm going back and forth in like a wavy little pattern because the sun's rays are just vibrating. There we go. Yeah. And now I'm going to take some of my purple onto another part of my palette. And I'm going to add the black and mix it slightly. And then scrape my brush along the edge. You don't want a brush that's gloopy. And we're going to put a tree. Oh, I know, famous trees, right? Let's see, we're gonna start from here, and I'm gonna go all the way down. I'm gonna let those branches come out. Give it a nice reach. Drag your paint for your trunk. We want it to come down a little wider at the bottom and grow into itself. I want this to be a very proud tree. happily in the grasslands of Africa. If you want, you can also use the time and add in maybe a tiger or some elephants or giraffes. Remember, I'm just giving you the start. You can go as far as you want. There. Our tree is definitely coming along with personality. I'm going to bring another one and bring it right over the sun. Long reach. And if it's got a long reach, then it has to have a thicker branch. Let them swoop down. See how I'm bringing it down like that? That's how the trunk and the tree branches go together. So you incorporate them as you're doing it. Don't make them sharp, jutted out. They have to arch away from the tree. Add a little one here. And we're not doing fine branches. We're just doing stretch out branches. Just like that. And now I'm going to start putting in my little grass lines with the same mixture of purple and black. And how do we make grass? Look at that. Nice and easy. Just keep stroking downwards a little bit. You can go in and make sure your brush is sharp and put some fine little lines in. Feather touch. Very lightly. Very lightly. Alright, so we have our grass lines in there. Now I'd like to add another little tree. Let's say we're going to put it over here. Not quite as big as the last one. I can just imagine walking on those plains with the hot sun. Must just bake down on you. And we're just swoop it in as you're adding your branches. This way. We can have one branch off. Come up there. As you add them, you see the character of the tree. It starts to tell you who it is. I find them very relaxing to paint. I hope you do too. I'm going to add one more there. And then we're going to go into the fun part. Take our foil. You noticed that at the beginning of the video, this is where it comes into play. We're going to take a little bit on the edge of our foil in black. Make sure you pat it so it gets a nice coverage. And then we're just going to dab to give ourselves a little bit of tree. I need some more paint there. Make them hang down a little, give them direction. If you smush the foil down differently on your palette, then you'll get different shapes so that it's not like a repeated brush stroke. You're changing the dimensions, the coverage. So each branch has its own personality. Little buddy over here. I'm gonna just dab because I knew it was going to be gloppy. I want his to be a little different. So instead of dabbing, I'm rolling the foil. And if it does get gloppy, just keep working it. It'll work its way out. It's coming along very nicely. We're almost done here. That blocked a bit more than I wanted, but it's given character. So, again, accidents are not a horrible thing when you're creating. Now I want to control this a little, so I'm choosing where things are going to appear. This one's just a little too heavy. I'll lighten it up a little. There we go. I would also like to put out a nice call out of thank you to any of the healthcare professionals that might be viewing this and trying to decompress a little. All frontline workers are dealing with more stress than they've ever dealt with. I thank you for your dedication and your service. We all thank you. Well, you know what, guys? This also packs out some frustrations too, so please go at it. Okay. Just trying to use up paint on different areas. There we go. All right. Notice my easel hasn't been hopping. I fixed that problem. I glue it to the floor. Now I'm going to take my little brush. I'm going to go into what's left over of that black and purple. And here, I'm going to put in some birds. Give it a bit of a body, which is just one stroke. There you go. You have a bird. You make this one a little thicker because it's closer to you, and that one stays a little thinner. I'm going to make them the same size, and you have a bird. Very similar to the seagulls, which were M's in the air. A little stroke. Let's put one over here. I think there's one flying right there. Looking good. I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to take some yellow with my small brush, move it over on my palette, mix in some white, just a little bit. Then what we're going to do is just give our tree a little bit of highlights. I'm going to go back over them in black so they're not so strong, because I don't want them to show up too much. But they really help give the tree a little more personality. Oh my, I saw something I missed. I'll go back over and fix that one. See that branch there? You didn't tell me. Oh well. Oh, I can handle it. Here, not so much, just a little bit. So I'm just dabbing it a little. Not too much. Get off some of the black off my brush with the paper towel. Now I'm going to go in and just add a few little dots of yellow. Just to bring out that sunshine. It's still glowing. It's slowly taking the color. Use my paper towel to get rid of some of the black I picked up. So a little more touches and a little more paper. Very, very lightly. And go. Going back to my flat brush, back into the black, just moistening my brush with it, and then go back over the yellow. You can leave some of it, but you want to lessen it. You don't want all of it to show. It's a watered down black covering on my brush that I'm using, not just pure black. So you see how it just wipes out some of the yellow, so it looks more natural. Painting is full of tricks that you didn't realize. Dab in here. Just add a bit more. Touch-ups right now. And there. Cheers to a trip to Africa. Thank you for joining us. Please like my videos, subscribe, and share them. Spread the word. Let people know they can chill out with me. Happy day.